What I like to tell you is that when we read the Bible, it, it kind of breaks down into several different categories. One is about the angels, one is about flesh, and one is spiritual. Okay, so I'll kind of tell you, like, we're going to build up to some of these questions you asked me. But for you to really get an understanding of the Bible is to know these things that I'm going to tell you. And then when you read it, you kind of get an idea of why it was written the way it was written. And some people make it complicated. Actually, it's rather simple. Because once you know certain things, you can put the Bible in the palm of your hands and you know what it's about. So I'm going to start out with the beginning. How the beginning happened. It says, in the beginning, God created the heavens and the earth, period. Didn't say when, didn't say how long. We have an idea. But it goes back, and it said, let me give you verse 2, and this explains a whole lot. In verse 2, it says, and the earth became without form and void. Void means canceled. God canceled it. Without form, he tore it down. Why? Because of sin and iniquity. This is what research does. Once you research back into the Hebrew, you get a good understanding of why all this happened. So I'm going to tell you about this. It's, it, it says the earth was without form. That's a mistranslation. The correct translation for it is the earth became without form and void. It became void. Earth tore it down. We're going to find out why. It's in Jeremiah chapter 4, around verse 18 through 30. Chapter 4, Jeremiah, verse around 18 to 23. He said, God said, my children have become a little Scottish, or sottish, not Scottish, but sottish. That kind of means like stupid, okay? They become a little ignorant. Well, and he said, and because of their, and he said, and I was there when this happened. I'm a witness. And he said, the earth became without form and void because I was there. What happened? He said, I tore down the mountains, I ripped the valleys, I split the earth. And he said, there was no man at that time called the catapult. Foundation, the word foundations of the earth, every time it's mentioned, except one time, it means catapult. It means overthrow. He overthrew a rebellion of the angels because there was no man. There was no Adam at that time. It was absolutely a habitat for the angels. So God tore it down. He said, then I gathered everybody up and I carried them back to heaven. And now they have a choice to be born in the flesh. Satan was in charge of this rebellion. He was the main guru in this baby. And 1/3 of the angels followed him. And we're talking about billions. We're not talking about small, just about as many people on earth that's died, and now some 12 billion plus people. Because as far as we can count right now, it's 12 billion. Okay, from the time of Adam, all the way up to the time now, is that half of them has already died. Six point something billion already died, and now after the and all through history, and now we got about 6 billion more, and plus seven, maybe 13 billion. You know, it can be more later. I don't know. But the whole point of this is that these angels rebelled with Satan. Satan. If it wasn't Satan that done it, any of the other angels would have been in charge. Didn't have if Satan wasn't around, it'd been another one. And God tore it down and ended that rebellion and carried them all back to heaven to be born in the flesh. Well, Satan and his angels don't want to be born in the flesh, and they're going to be kicked out. And where are they going to go? They're going to earth because there's no other place to go. They have to breathe air just like we do. And that's from Genesis to Revelations is about this rebellion from this time. So God started over with Adam, etc., down. Now, and but this is what Genesis is about, and that's because of Genesis. That's what Revelations is about. It's like the circle. It's because the way it was a perfect paradise for the angels, and after Revelations, it's going to be a perfect paradise for the angels because Jesus said, when you die, you go back as the angels. All right, I'll get you next time. Thank you so much. God bless.